da di da di da da di da da di da di da da di da. What do you hear over the air? CQ serenade. So you don't know just what it means. Dust your shoes off, shake out your jeans. Get on your feet, jump to the beat of CQ serenade.
Yes, we'll get started, and welcome back to lesson number 8. It's amazing how much we've covered in 8 weeks or 7 weeks, and we'll get going. So you've achieved a lot so far. The thing is, we now should be able almost the whole alphabet and all the numerals and a few of the punctuations. You should at least be able to comprehend what they are. You should now, as far as learning, you should start to recognize the sounds of what every character is in the alphabet. And we'll do some more practicing today on all the characters. And basically, we're going to add the last characters today, which is X, Z, and 7, and we'll add the period. You'll not find too many operators use the period that I've listened to over the air, but it's good to know what it is. So, you remember what X is? Da, di, da, da. Z? And 7? And you remember what the period is? Yeah, so that's the everything. So I'm going to send electronically some for you to copy and see how many X's and Z's and 7's you get, and try not to fall asleep, and we'll get going. So there we had something that you can get your head around the sounds. Anyone want to read the first group back?
X, 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 X.
All X's. And then anyone would like to read the next lot?
All Z's.
All Z's. No sleeping, no sleeping. And then what about the next group?
7.
All 7's. And then what's the last group?
Stop.
All full stop or period. Not sure how you're writing that down as far as what I normally do, and it's up to you how you distinguish it. When you're doing a lot of writing, what I do is a dot with a circle around it, so it pronounced that it is actually a period. It's up to you how you want to do that, because if some people are writing and just put a little dot, you go back and read it later, you're not sure what that was. Luckily, there's no testing these days on CW, but when I was having to do a test, the actual, shall we say, the person doing the looking at the code, is that a dot or is it not a dot? So by putting a circle around it was a definite that you'd done something. But luckily we don't have to do any testing, which is great. Now I'm going to mix it up a little bit using the same letters. This time they're going to be mixed up, and you'll have the same letters, but I'm going to add in there a comma as well.
What does that say?
Which we covered. It's da, da, di, di, da, da. So you'll have the and then you'll also have, so that's what it'll sound like. Now I'm going to send it electronically here, a whole load of groups again, not too many, because I think partly I'm going to try and keep things short so that you don't burn out. So there we had some groups. The last group was 6 letters instead of 5, and the last 2, in fact, were 6 letters. Does anyone want to give the first group out? No? Mixed it all up for you. Well, here's what it sounded like.
XZ7 period comma.
Yep, that's what it was. Anyone want to read out the second group that they got? I'll send it again for you. Same thing.
Same thing.
Exactly the same thing. I just thought you'd see if anyone was paying attention. Sorry. It's just, you're right though, it's the same thing. And anyone want to read out the third one? Okay, try this thing.
X7 comma Z period.
Yeah, exactly.
X7 comma what?
Z period.
Zulu. Anyone like to read out the next one? It had a lot of periods in the next one.
Comma Z. Had a question mark. Comma 7.
Not quite. Here we go. I'll send you that one again. Are you ready?
Period X, period Z, period 7.
Yeah, exactly. Period X, period Z, period 7.
So why is it easier to hear it when you hit it than when the computer doesn't?
Well, the computer is slightly faster than what I'm sending it.
Oh, that's the key for me.
Yeah. The computer is set for 20 words a minute, but it has got the Farnsworth adjustment in there, so it's not actually 20. It's probably down in, I'm just guessing off the top of my head, would be around about 16, and I'm actually sending it a little bit less than that. I can send it up to, I can speed up if you like, but I prefer to send it so you can copy it. So anyone got the last group?
It ends in 7.
Ends in 7, yes. And what throws everybody is having the commas in there. There's 3 commas, and then there's 2 letters. I'll send it by hand and... Sorry. No. See, we all make mistakes. Nah, we're not doing too well with that one, are we? Try it again. No, it sent one wrong number there. Did you get it?
Say that was an 8.
Did you get it? It should have been 7. So did anyone get the letters? That's the main thing.
Comma,
Comma,
X, comma, Z,
comma
X,
Z,
comma,
comma
Z.
7.
Yeah, comma X, comma Z, comma 7. And I did send an 8 as well. Just if you said 8, I'll pass you on that one. So those are all the new letters and numbers. And the good thing there is now you've covered all of the alphabet. Yay, party time! And now there's no stopping you. You've got all these things that we've done, that's up on the screen, and a few other things we've done. So practice time. I've recorded a few other things here that should be of interest. You all like numbers, so I've actually gotten some numbers here. And they're at 16 words a minute, so I've just purposely slowed it down so it gives you time to actually listen to the numbers. And I'll just do a quick warm-up by hand so you get an idea what to expect. Everybody got that right?
0, 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's exactly right. Now we'll see what it sounds like when our machine sends it. So that was quite interesting. The first group, Robert, you got the first group right?
0, 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's right. It was a repeat of what I sent. And then what was next? Anyone?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah. And then what's the next group?
98765.
Yeah, that is. And the next group?
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Yeah. And then the next group?
1, 3, 5, 7, 9.
Yes.
2, 4, 6, 8, 0.
Great. So you see which way my brain was working. You know, it's sort of 0 to 9, 9 to 0, and then hit every odd number, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, then even numbers 2, 4, 6, 8, 0. You did that very well. Now the next one is numbers, and I've mixed the numbers up to make it so it's got more of a rhythm and easier for you to try and understand the rhythm as well. So if you haven't already guessed, I'm sending each one twice. And we'll look at the first group. Anyone like to read out the first group?
0, 1, 0, 1, 0.
0, 1, 0, 1, 0. Correct. Then it's the next group?
Same as the
Same.
first.
0, 1, 0, 1, 0.
Yeah. Now if we skip over to the third and fourth group, they're the same.
2, 3, 2, 3, 2.
And then the fourth and fifth, the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 and 6, right? They're the same. What did you get for that?
I don't think I did that.
4, 5, 4, 5, 4.
That's correct. And we'll continue.
4, 5, 4, 5, 4.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone would like to read out the first one that I sent? I did a repeat there for you on the first group.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0,
That's correct.
1, 3, 5, 7, 9.
Yeah, that's good. So those are the numbers, and most of you seem to have those pretty well down. You'll find that the numbers are always seem to be mixed up with the English language, so further down later this evening, I'm going to mix it up with words as well. So what we'll do now is I'm going to do a number 3 here. Sorry. And see what you get with that one. Are you ready? So there we have a very short one. Anyone like to read the first part of that out? Send it twice. With a question mark in there too.
Yeah, I got the question.
I'll send that first two words actually.
Why wait?
Why wait?
Question mark.
Question mark. Send it twice. And then the next 2 words.
Buy now. Buy now.
Buy now, and then a period.
Period.
So I'll try to make it very easy for you. I'm trying to get you to have a recall of what the words and letters are. The next one, it's only a very simple one. Hopefully it's not too complicated. And we'll see how that looks. Okay, here we go. So there I repeated the sentence twice. Anyone want to start the first part going?
This
This is
a drill,
a drill.
call 911
Call
Yeah.
911
in an emergency.
in an emergency period. I repeated it that. I said repeat, repeat. This is a drill. Call 911 in an emergency. Hopefully you won't have to do that, but so that added the numbers and letters together, 911 into that. Got a few other things now to look at. Q codes. We've talked about Q codes, right? And does anyone remember what like QTH means?
Location,
Location. QRS.
Slower
change
wave,
frequency,
Slow down.
slow down.
QRM.
noise.
Man-made noise.
Yeah. So I'm going to QR Norway.
Natural
QRN,
noise.
Yeah. So I'm going to send a little bit of that to you now, and see how you get along with that, and we'll see how that sounds. Because if you're going to be on the air as a ham radio operator, you're going to receive a lot of QSB and other things like that, and QRN, and talk to people about that kind of thing. So here we go. Eyes down and pens ready. So we should have a couple of interesting ones there to report back on. What's the first Q code?
QSB,
QSB. And I repeated that, QSB. And then I said what did I say after that? Did you get what was sent after QSB?
A lot of dicks and dogs.
Word R and my are in there somewhere.
RMI. Yeah, you got RMI, and then the next word?
signals,
Signals.
Fading.
Fading, question mark. Then I sent BT after that. And then I sent another Q code for you to recognize. And that just, the train came by just as that happened.
QRN.
QRN, I repeat, QRN. R,
you troubled by static.
troubled by static, question mark. So those are very common, you'll hear over the air a lot, as with the one coming up next. There's two more coming up, and see how you do on those two. They're very common. I've sent them myself on the air many times. Okay, I stopped it there just to make it a little bit easier on the brain. I sent one Q code there.
QRZ
QRZ, question mark. Twice I sent that.
twice.
And then I sent something after that.
Who is calling me?
Who is calling me, question mark. So that was good. Everyone get that? QRZ. That's one that you should commit to memory, QRZ, as with the next one as well. The next one I use a lot sometimes. So what did you get with that one? 'Cause it seemed a bit mixed up to me on that one, but I shouldn't have stopped it halfway in the middle there. But
What is your something? What is your,
Location.
your location, I did.
But did you do QRX?
I did, but let me just go back to this one. Well, I shouldn't have stopped the thing in the middle. Well, the computer didn't quite send what I put into it, but that's okay. What happened there was you got QRX. What did you get anything after QRX?
Another QRX, or question mark?
Question mark. Then there was two QRXs.
Question mark.
Question mark.
And what is your location?
And then it says, what is your location? The computer missed out QTH question mark, QTH question mark, what is your location? And the QRX, will you call me again? Question mark, it missed that out. Sorry about that. We'll go on to the next one here. Hopefully this one doesn't have the missing parts in it. So there we had 3 different Q codes. The first one did start with the QTH. So you should have received that twice. Then what was after the QTH?
What is your location?
What is your location, question mark. And then what was the next Q code I sent?
QRS,
QRS,
question mark.
question mark. Repeated that.
Q, did you repeat it 3 times?
Twice, I think.
Okay.
And then I sent, what was that after that?
Shall I send more slowly?
Question mark. And then the last Q code there was,
QRM, question mark.
yep. And I repeated that. And then I sent,
Is my transmission being
is my transmission being interfered with?
interfered?
Question mark. Good, very good. Everybody pretty good with the Q codes. You'll hear those particular Q codes quite a bit on the air, especially QRM, QTH, QSB, and QRN, and QRZ. They're commonly used a lot. Now the next, I sent out a email to everyone suggesting that you learn a particular set of words that covered the whole alphabet. Remember what that was?
Quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog's back.
Yeah. I'm going to send it to you so you can listen to it, but I'm going to send it twice. I'm going to send each word twice. It'll be the, and so on, but this is for you more just so you can hear it, and you can still write it down, but it's so you get to listen to all the letters of the alphabet, and it'll help. For when you're practicing your keys, this is a great one to practice because it'll cover all the alphabet. And after tonight, there's no excuses. You should know all the alphabet and all the numbers in theory. But practice and practice and practice, remember. That's what it's all about. So here we go. If I recorded this correctly, I'm sure it. So how did we all do with that? You recognize the letters? And that'll tell you whether you've got any letters that you're not sure of when you're listening to it. If you don't copy it and just leave a space, then you know that's the letter you're going to have to practice. But when you're sending, that this is a great one for sending as well, so you know you can send and receive this particular saying, then you know you're coming along well.
Will you say the saying again?
The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog's back.
Okay.
And believe it or not, I learned that a long time ago when I was learning to type. It's a great one for learning to type. And I was sitting in a classroom, and that's all we were doing for a whole classroom lesson was learning to type. And it was fun. The old typewriters in those days. So, let's see what else we've got. I think before we go on, just want to review some of the CWQSO. On the screen there you see some of the short abbreviations that are used. You'll see a lot of operators will use something very similar to this. Again, antenna, and the break-in, bureau, or B4, and CL, I'm closing my station, YL, young lady, and there's a load of others here that you should become acquainted with, especially the WX, OM, please and thanks. These are used quite a lot on the air, and you'll find another one that sounds like that. It's not on the list, but that's used a lot as well.
For
Yeah,
instead of for.
yeah. And the other one you'll hear,
ES.
ES. Yeah. So you'll hear the abbreviations a lot on the air, and it might throw you a little bit if you're not familiar with them. So it's important to at least start to think about learning some of them. Q codes we talked about, and these are just a short list of what a lot of ham radio operators will use. I think we have used some of these during the last few lessons. QSK, QSL. QSLs are used a lot, as you probably know. If you make contact with somebody, you'll ask them to QSL. QSY is used occasionally if you're a station and they're working split, and they might ask you to QSY 20 kcs further down the band so that they can copy you. So it's a good idea to learn some of those as well. And we've got a little bit more practice before we go and have a break. And let's see how we do with these. The first one is I've sent each word twice, so it makes it easier for you to think about. And each of these words will have about 6, 7, or maybe 8 letters in these words. So it's a little bit more complicated than we've just been doing, but here we go. So we've got quite a few words there, repeats as well, all ending with one thing in common.
String.
String. So would anyone like to say what the first word was?
Hamstring.
Hamstring. What about the second word?
Bowstring.
Bowstring.
Eye string.
Eye string.
Substring.
Substring.
Voice string.
Yep.
Bit string.
Bit string. So you did well on lots of string, all been on a long string. The next words all have got something in common. And again, I believe I've sent each one twice. The idea is just to get the rhythm and get so the mind is thinking about things a little bit you're thinking a little bit behind as well, because your mind is working towards recognition at this point. You're trying to recognize things. That's important when you're listening to Morse code, is the recognition part. So let's see what you think of this. I've chosen these things in particular. So, I sent those words 2 to 3 times, but they all have the one letter in it that is important to this evening's lesson, the letter Z. The first word?
Buzz.
Jizz.
Buzz. B-U-Z-Z. Second word?
Aren't they repeating like you did?
Oh yeah, I'm not asking for the repeats. The new word. I deliberately send them 2 or 3 times so that your brain has time to think about it and you get a chance to go back and listen to it. It's repetition, and part of the learning experience is repetition. And it's important to hear things at least several times, and then it starts sticking in the brain, as it were. That's what I'm doing, is repetition as well as the speed. And giving the space in between the letters as well gives your brain time to think about, what did you hear? What was it? And that's been the whole focus of the last 7 lessons, is what did you hear? Write it down. And I'm trying to reinforce that now by repeating and repeating. And that's the way to learn, is to repetition. Keep repeating it. And when you're practicing at home, do the same thing, as repeat it until you're not actually thinking about it. And then do more of them, add a letter here and there, and get the brain to think, well, what was that you just sent? Was it an extra N in there or an extra I? And you build on what you've learned, and the brain starts to recognize it. So what you start doing is you can actually read it without even thinking. And that's where you want to be eventually, is somebody sends it to you, and you don't even have to think, oh, that was SOS, or that was whatever, so that you automatically can read it. And that's when you won't be writing it down, you'll listen to short bursts at first of what was sent to you. And one of the things you will want to start to learn is the call signs. When somebody's sending a call sign, is you didn't have to think about it. the letters and the numbers come automatically to you, and you don't have to worry about it, if you see what I'm saying. It will come eventually, take my word for it. So what was and the question is, the second word that was sent?
What would you put?
C-H-E-Z.
Chez, C-H-E-Z. The next one,
C-H-I-Z.
chiz, or chives. Next one,
Fizz.
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 The next one, frizz, F-R-I-Z. Then the next one, futz, F-U-T-Z. And the last one was easier. It's the fuzz, F-U-Z-Z.
I think that's the only one I got.
Yeah, well that's good, but you got the Z's though. So so you see that it's just a matter of recognition. That's what you want to try and get into. Now you know all the letters, all the alphabet. It's the recognition part. And I should get some of your call signs so we can have fun next week. So before you, I'm not sure if we've got all the call signs. Do we have all the call signs, Gary?
I think so.
Okay, well, we'll if it's okay with everyone in the classroom, if you're here next week, I might incorporate your call sign into have a bit of fun. And if I send you call sign and you're sitting, well, that means you didn't have that recognition that we're just talking about. It's important that we have the recognition.
And if you can't copy your own call sign, that's a problem.
So we should practice.
So you should practice. So if I send somebody else call sign right now,
That would be mine.
that's James's, you see. And if he didn't know his own call sign, we got a problem, right? So that's important. So next week we'll have a bit of fun with call signs, and I'll just add them in here, or I might just have a sheet of paper and we'll do some call signs. The whole idea for learning the Morse code is so we can communicate. And one of the first things you're going to want is not just CQ, is I want to be able to send Robert, say, a message. Well, I better know his call sign, he better know mine, and he better be able to recognize both of them. And that's where the start is recognition. So we'll have one set of words more, and then we'll take a 10-minute break. So eyes down. So I didn't send them twice this time. But they all start with the same letter. Z. Anyone got the first word?
Zaire.
Yeah. Second word?
Zambia.
Zamir. Next word?
Zanza.
Zanza. Not happy. It's not happy, the next word.
Zappy.
Zappy. Next word?
Zarfo.
Zars. Then Zaxis. Zain. Zazen. Zeals. And Zebek. Eine kleine Flieger fliegen. Let's have a break.
I knew that was a problem.
It's time for a 10-minute break. Enjoy the break. So we'll get going. We've now got our break over with. I'm going to send by hand for a little bit. We've got about 15 minutes left. I do have one file here, which is just an example file that we'll hopefully get time to play. If you want to learn from using the ARRL W1AW, you can go to the website, ARRL website, and go to these practice files that you can download at different speeds, and you can then play them back to yourself. I made the mistake of recording a file here and then writing down what it was supposed to be, copying it, and you'll find that this text isn't the same as what I'm going to send you. So we're going to have to receive it together. But before we get there, I've got some short related code that we'll send you. I'm going to send you weather-related words. So weather-related words is the first part of this, and see what you get here. So I'll just get warmed up here. Right, here we go. That's just a short saying. Ice and snow. It's going to turn cold. Gusts of wind. Miles per hour winds. Rain, cats and dogs. I'll just send that again. F below. that one. High. Ozone, there's a Z. If you didn't get the Z. And the next one.
Flood advisory in effect.
Yep.
No website.
No website. And we've got to watch out for this one on the roads tonight.
Black ice likely.
Yeah, if we get black ice around here, we're all in trouble. And here we go again.
Fog before 7
7
a.m.
a.m. I should have sent 8, but I'm okay sending 7. Something against the letter 8, I think. Okay, here we go. And then we'll change the subject.
Sunny with something.
Sunny with
Thunderstorms possible.
thunderstorms possible. Yeah. So there were weather-related words, and we'll send a few short radio-related words. Computer log.
Build Pixie.
Build a pixie. And for those of you who know what a pixie is, it's a QRP transceiver, which the Greer Radio Club is, in fact, members are building. I thought it'd be a good one to put in there. And try this one.
transceiver.
Low power transceiver. Okay, I'm going to now play the ARRL one so that everyone can get a sense of what, if you go online with the QRRL, ARRL, you'll be able to listen to all kinds of practice stuff. And this is one that we should copy together. That's weird. It stopped. Okay, it stopped. It wasn't supposed to, but that's fine. So, anyone like to read that back to us? VVV, VVV. There's three sets of V's. I got a call sign when I wrote it down as NH7X. I don't know if anyone else got that. A DE, K6XD twice. And then BT, fine business, and thanks for Buzz Rob. Thanks for the buzz. So it's actually FBES, TNX, FER, BUZZ, ROB, and then BT. That's what I got. I've written it down the same as you have tonight. You are your RST 568 solid copy. And it was 568 solid and copy is CPY BT. That's what I got. Anybody agree with that so far? Gary's nodding in his head. Name just Warren. He didn't put is. Name Warren BT. The QTH is Salinas, SALINAS, comma. I don't know where that is. It's California. Salinas. Oh, I've never heard of it. So Salinas, California, BT. I have a FT920, 300 watts brake. The antenna is a Yagi brake. The weather here is clear, comma. Temperature is 85 F, BT. I work here, HR, and it stopped. And when I actually copied from the site, I thought I'd copied the right words, and that didn't look anything like it. So ignore this slide. So next week, lesson 9, I'm going to add a slash. Anybody remember what a slash is?
What is it?
And then if someone is on the air and says, and you receive, usually you send it as one complete long connection together. AS, it means wait. And then we'll do some practicing next week. And the practicing hopefully will consist of a little bit of fun with your call signs, and we'll see who's awake and listening and so on. Remember, practice over the next week. Ready to listen and write down what you hear. Practice each letter until you know them all so well, whether you're receiving or sending, that you don't have to stop and think. If you have to stop and think about a letter, then you've missed the next 3. So that's quite common. It's nothing to be afraid of. It happens to all of us. If we miss one, we usually miss thinking, what was that one? And you've already missed the next 3. So practice, practice, and more practice every day. And remember to learn Morse code. Regular practice is required. If you don't do regular practice, you'll actually won't succeed in getting to the goal you want as quickly as you want. And thanks to everybody, and Gary and Dave and Tom and James, and of course thanks to Greer Amateur Radio Club and Greer Parks and Rec. And we hope you have a good week coming up. And I hope you had fun. It's always fun.
Da-di-da-di-da-da-di-da, da-di-da-di-da-da-di-da. What do you hear over the air? CQ serenade. So you don't know just what it means. Dust your shoes off, shake out your jeans. Get on your feet, jump to the beat of CQ serenade.